So as you can see, I've been missing in action for about 4 days. Ponies,
Do you remember me?
because I remember you, ponies and jabronis, and guess what? You guys are due for a discipline. You see, in this time that I've been gone, I expect that the talk around Concord would die out. But to believe there are still some pony generals out there who are still adamantly capping for Concord.
Right, so to 2 points that the characters in Overwatch, bear in mind, they knew what they were doing. The characters are appealing. Like, have you seen Mercy? Have you seen Widowmaker? Tracer had the thing going on. Like, you will notice there is a distinct... These characters, you think of Valorant, you think of League of Legends, you think of what sells the skins, what gets you into the character. Half the time it's the looks. Let's keep it 100. That is what it is. And none of these characters in Concord have that. They don't have that factor to them.
He's out of line, but he's right.
But then also
I'll push back on that. The characters, to me, look really, really, really good. The graphics in that game is 1,000 times better than 99% shooters out there.
Y'all smoking crack. Something is wrong with you people. What the hell has this world come to?
It has a Sony
I think the characters look good.
Graphical, demanding, the shadows, the lighting. It's Unreal Engine 5. It has all. Even Digital Foundry said it's a looker. So to say that it don't really, I'll just push back on that a little bit.
So that was J-Dub, the grand poobah of the pony community. Yes, he was the same guy who lied and said that Starfield would be coming to PlayStation 5 exclusive, that and Elder Scrolls 6. He was the same one who lied and said that Factions would launch before Starfield. Yes, J-Dub is one of the grand poobah of the PlayStation community. So we know he's going to lie and he's going to cap for anything PlayStation. But on the other hand, while they were arguing and trying to convince themselves that Concord was good, we have even more Sony fans capping now for controllers. Yes, they are now capping for controllers. Look at this. For years, these ponies have been saying that, all Xbox has is controllers. Now, all they have are controllers, and they are now capping for it. Look at this J-Dub here. Yes, so the PlayStation community is really down bad. I mean, things ain't looking too good for PlayStation in any way, shape, or form, and I'll prove it to you. So before we even get into everything, let's start the show with the intro. Let's get it.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Don't forget, guys, very quickly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. The goal is to reach 3,000 subscribers at the end of the year, and we are going good. So if this type of content interests you, we are talking about Xbox news and Xbox, information, together with a sprinkle of Nintendo news and, of course, the Sony Pony Salt. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now let's get back to the video. So there's a number of things that is not going too well for Sony. The first one I could think about is the PlayStation VR2. So about a month or two ago, we saw a number of different articles coming up helping us to see that the PlayStation VR2 is dead, that the PlayStation VR2 is not being supported by Sony, that it's time for Sony to refund their customers, the money that they paid for the PlayStation VR2. And, it made sense what these articles were saying is because, you see, the PlayStation VR2 didn't have no compelling software to get their fans excited, to get new gamers. On top of that, the peripheral was a lot of money, or over $550. That's the price of a PlayStation 5. So because of all those reasons, the PlayStation VR2 was not selling that well. So what would Sony do? What would Sony do in order to get this PlayStation VR2 off of its hands? Well, it had no choice. Sony had no choice but to cut the price of the PlayStation VR2. According to Push Square, deals. Sony goes for the juggler with humongous PlayStation 5, PlayStation VR2 discounts in the US. Sony has plunged the price of the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation VR2 in the United States as it looks to build on the brand momentum moving into the holidays. Right now, across a variety of retailers, you can snag a PlayStation 5 Slim, or $450 rather, and a PlayStation VR2 headset for $350. The digital model, which is a little harder to find, is also down to $400 USD. So yes, Sony said we had enough. Throw it in the bargain bin. We want this thing to sell. It has been on the shelves gathering dust for months. This needs to be going into the garbage bin, into the discount bin, because you know why? It was too expensive and this peripheral was not supported well by Sony. It's very clear. Had no compelling games to bring in people into the ecosystem of the PlayStation VR 2. That is why we are seeing such a massive discount. Now, because of this discount, I am predicting that you will see a spike in the PlayStation VR 2, but it will not be long-lived, because unless Sony decide to invest and bring compelling first-party AAA content to the PlayStation VR 2, this would be dead in the water. So yes, they can take this momentum, build on it, and produce great content for the PlayStation VR 2, and they would have a healthy ecosystem. But we know what Sony is doing. Sony is just looking for this easy money grab to get some of this dead stock out of their hands so that they can be done with it. But let me hear what you think about Sony discounting the PlayStation VR 2 heavily. Are you going to buy one, or are you going to say, nah man, this is trash? Let me know in the comment sections below. Next up, when I tell you that the Sony community or the Sony fan base is down bad, I mean that they are down bad. I mean, look at this guy here, Blaze 4K. He is basically tweeting, and he even made a YouTube video saying that he's dreaming. He can't believe this is what Sony is doing this generation. Now, this is a die-hard Sony fan, and he is upset. He believes that he is in the twilight zone. He is in the sunken place. Yes, he has the butterfly effect right now because he can't believe this is what Sony is doing in this generation. But it's not only him. We have more Sony fans complaining about what Sony is doing. Listen.
Is this Sony's least exciting era for PlayStation?
There's literally no hype for PlayStation in 2024. 2024 actually feels like 2023 when it comes to PlayStation. There's literally zero hype. Literally zero hype. You know what I mean? Like Sony, like PlayStation is not even getting as much spike as it used to.
Sony just said a few months ago that we are entering the latter stages of the PS5 life cycle. We're going on 4 years since we've been in this generation. We got another maybe 2 to 3, maybe to stretch it 4 years left of being in this era for PlayStation until we get into the next generation era for PlayStation. I think it's time to have this discussion. I don't think that's unfair. There are a lot of PS5 owners, myself included to a lesser extent, that have been disappointed with the PS5.
Gotcha. Gotcha. When it comes to hype, excitement, energy, and things of that nature. If you're covering PlayStation, yeah, you're probably going to be stagnant because there's little to nothing to talk about when it comes to PlayStation other than rumors and freaking speculations. And then you get a few little sales data reports here and there. Absolutely nothing. At least with Xbox, there's a lot of stuff going on with Xbox. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff happening with Xbox right now.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
so far. There's a lot of the people that still feel like we haven't really gotten great exclusives on PS5. And even the exclusives that we have gotten on PS5s, they have either been cross-gen and you can still play them on PS4, or in what, a year and a half or 2 years later that you'll be able to play that game on PC anyways.
And this is a discussion that a lot of Sony fans don't want to have. They don't want to have the discussion that here, what really and truly, all the PlayStation games are going to PC, whether it be a year or 6 months or what have you. It is going to PC. They don't want to have that discussion. Instead, they rather talk about Xbox and how Xbox have no exclusives, how Xbox is doing terrible in sales, but they are not seeing that their house is literally burning and they can't say, or they don't want to say anything about it.
You mix in the fact that Sony kind of just sit back and chill in the darkness, and then whenever they got a little state of play to show off, or the rare occasion to where they got a showcase, people don't really know what's going on with PlayStation and when their next big game is coming. I mean, bro, as of late, these suckers been advertising Concord like crazy. Concord.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
So yes, this is another bad look for Sony. It's not good for the brand. I mean, a lot of the die-hard Sony fans, they are, getting upset. They are wondering this vision that Sony had, this vision that Jim Ryan had just before he left, really left some fans feeling, not feeling like the old PlayStation. That is why you see Blaze 4K, you see Marlon, and even this gamer here is saying that, they are feeling like Sony is just not getting it. But what would Sony do in the future? Would they actually give their fans fan service, give their fans what they actually want? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But right now, as it stands, it is not a good look for Sony, because there's a lot of disgruntled fans right now. They are not liking the direction Sony is going. And finally, let's talk about PlayStation Plus. And may this be a lesson to all these pony fans that sometimes they just need to stay quiet, because this is what Colin Moriarty said, a known PlayStation general, a known PlayStation fanboy.
Sustainability or not of Game Pass, and people have been busting balls or whatever, and it's not sustainable as the way it was, obviously, or they wouldn't have made any changes.
So you all remember when Colin said that? You all remember when he said that Game Pass is not sustainable, that they had to make changes to Game Pass because it's just not making money, it's just not getting the players or the subscribers to come onto Game Pass? Well, while he was trying to, talk about Game Pass and very obsessive about, the Xbox community, he was not looking at his own service, because new reports came out recently that suggests that the PlayStation Plus service is doing very, very badly. Listen to this.
PS Plus Extra player count sees big decline in July 2024. PlayStation Plus. A new report shows that player numbers for games in the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium libraries fell by nearly 50% in July 2024 compared to the previous month.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
This steep decline in player interest makes July one of the lowest performing months for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium so far in 2024. The July 2024 lineup for PS Plus Extra consisted of well-regarded titles such as Remnant 2, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion, No More Heroes 3, Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes Complete Edition, and more, for a total of 9 games. Moreover, the PS Plus Premium lineup added a trio of classics from the PSP and PS2 eras, namely Jeanne d'Arc, Ratchet & Clank, Size Matters, and Summoner. In comparison, the PS Plus Essential selection for July 2024 wasn't as strong, but it seems this hasn't been enough to drive a lot of player interest for the more expensive tiers. According to data sampled from over 3.1 million PlayStation Network accounts, True Trophies found that PS Plus Extra and Premium games underwent a 48.67% drop in player numbers in July 2024 when compared to June 2024's game lineup. The decline in player count is perplexing considering Remnant 2 is the third most popular game on PS Plus Extra in 2024 so far, and Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion saw a whopping 1,171% uptick in active player counts after it joined the service. All said and done, July ranked as the third weakest month in 2024 for PS Plus Extra and Premium on TrueTrophy's charts. However, the report makes note of the fact that the 14 bonus games for PS Plus Extra and Premium in June 2024 did skew the player numbers in its favor. Upon excluding the player counts from the days of play bonus titles, though, it seems July 2024 still performed 18.77% behind June 2024. It also seems that July's critically acclaimed classics in the PS Plus Premium tier, especially Jeanne d'Arc, didn't do much to get players excited, even after Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus made headlines in June for being the biggest classic debut on Premium in 2024 so far.
So there you have it. Things ain't looking too good for PlayStation right now. So not only are their games of a service is failing, we are seeing that their fans are becoming disgruntled. We are also seeing that their peripherals like the PlayStation VR2 is not doing so well. When you look at the Xbox side, you see that right now there's a lot of different articles praising Xbox Game Pass. And we are seeing that Xbox Game Pass is giving its customers, a lot of different games. We have indie games and we even have big games like Call of Duty coming to the service. So would the PlayStation community comment on this drastic drop of their player base when it comes to the PlayStation Plus service? We are seeing in all tiers, we are seeing a decrease in persons subscribing to the PlayStation Plus. But I know that they will keep this very quiet. They would not want to highlight this, but this is what I am here for. I will highlight it and I will bring it to the people. But let me hear what you think about, PlayStation looking very bad at this moment. Let me know about everything that was said. Don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.